podcast. With me, Haida.
Anazia here.
Racist!
Oh, internal racism.
Oh, internal lah this one.
I kena, you know.
By another Indian lah?
By another Indian lah.
Oh, where?
Where?
And when?
Okay, remember a few days, last week, the reel where I did the bridal with Fanuli, shout out, mention, special to Fanuli. So I was dressed as a bride, right? Typical Indian bride.
Okay.
What was different?
You don't have a groom?
Because you didn't turn out. It was a contest.
I'm busy lah. I got 2 podcasts, I got work and all this. Anyway,
back to the topic.
what was different?
What was different?
You're wearing tudong lah.
That's the only different, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you remember, got one scene in the reel where I was eating pani puri with the other 2 girls. Okay, so the theme was like Mehndi, henna night, like bride with their bridesmaid. That was the theme, you know.
Yeah.
So I was in hijab and
so you were the bride and those 2 were the bridesmaids.
something like that along that line lah.
Okay.
That was the vibe that I sensed from the reel that they did. So we were right in front of the main the starting of Tekka Market, just in front, the lighting and all that. So we wanted to film ourselves eating pani puri. So there was this guy and a couple, boomers. Okay, boomers, clearly boomers. So he approached us with his wife. His wife is Chinese. He's Indian. And then he came up to me and I came up to the 3 of us and like, oh my God, your outfits are beautiful. And then we were like, oh, thank you. Because we were like a tourism attraction at that point, you know. I do not know why everybody want to take a photo with us. Like it was...
Because who else are dressed like you?
As brides, right? So he came up,
in Deepavali time.
It was Deepavali Eve, I did.
Eve?
2 days before, Yeah, so then he was like, beautiful. Then he went to the pink one and he said, you are beautiful. And then he went to the green one. You are beautiful. Then he went to me. You are sweaty.
Alright. Okay.
I was sweaty. Come on lah, guys. It was really hot and you're dressed as a bride at Tekka with the crowd.
Yeah.
So I laugh because I'm very good natured. I'm like, I won't take offense over something because it's real. I was sweaty. So he looked at me and he went straight, like he was very serious. He said, you are sweaty. Why are you dressed like this? And then I was like taken aback.
Yeah.
And my whole crew that was there, they were also taken aback. I sensed it, you know, like they took a step back. And for me, you want a langgar mikam? Let's langgar. So I asked him, what do you mean? And then he said, why are you wearing that? He points at my hijab.
Yeah.
And the thing that triggered me the most was like, he said, I'm Indian. I'm Singaporean Indian. And then in my head, if you are Singaporean Indian,
then you should know better.
You should know there's Indian Muslims in the community. What? What? Indian means Hindus. There's Indian Christians. There's Indian Muslims. Indian Hindus, Buddhists, all kind of religion. We represent Indian that is in there. So I couldn't understand why he was coming after me because of my hijab. So I went after him. I told him nicely. I said, because I'm Muslim.
Yeah.
But then he was like, oh, okay, you're Muslim. Then he just continued staring at me. Then he repeat again that I am an Indian Singaporean. I'm Hindu. Then I told him, yeah, okay, happy Deepavali. Then he was like, then he brought his wife near. Then he kononnya like trying to teach the wife. These 2 are Indians, but they're also Malay Muslims, right? They said these 2 are Indians. She's Muslim, but she's Indian. Trying to educate the wife. It was a session of teaching suddenly. Then the wife looked at me like, and then I feel like asking her, blink twice if you need help. And then she was like, oh, okay, I get it. She kept saying that. So the husband was like explaining. I'm like, what is it? What does he want? You know?
Right.
Then after the full explanation and all that, then he requested for a photo. So I said, okay, come. So he was standing, the 2 girls, me, and then him, and then the wife. Okay. So I felt awkward because you know mahram and all that kind of thing, right? So he sensed it, so he swapped his wife, and then he went to the other side. So his wife was here.
So they are flanking the 3 of you.
The 3 of us are in the center. So after he took the photos and all that, then he's like, oh, okay. He went to the pink one and like talked to her nicely. He went to the green one. And then he went to me and said, I cannot touch you. You're haram. So then he went to the wife again and said, you know, haram, this, that. Then I'm like, okay, thanks. Thank you very much. I wasn't offended, but it's just that, come on guys. If you had kids, like, will his kids also take this? You get it?
Yeah. Okay, I want to be, open-minded and take it positively. I think he's using that as a way for him to teach his wife, who's not Indian. Okay, I mean, he brought a Chinese wife to Tekka on a Deepavali, period. And I think he's trying to show her around, educate her. So, and then he saw the three of you.
Yes.
And then he thought, oh, this is perfect for me to educate
the
wife even more. But unfortunately, maybe he come across as rude.
Yes.
Right? Because obviously the first line when he said, you're all sweaty, why are you wearing like that? He's trying to question. I mean, obviously if you're Singaporean Indian, you know the Muslims wear hijab.
Yes.
So
the thing that trigger me is the word Singaporean.
Yeah.
To be honest.
So all the more you should be understanding.
Yes.
Right? So I mean, maybe what he could have said, he should know. So he could have asked you, are you Muslim? Oh, okay, can. So then tell the wife, oh, this is Muslim, that's why they have to cover. Although, usually they're dressed like this. Because she's Muslim, she add the hijab also.
Yes.
It could have been, as a Singaporean Indian, he could have actually expressed it better lah, or asked you nicer lah.
Maybe because he's boomer, I give him that hot pass.
I think the second one, like what you said lah, he sensed it already, and then he decided to, take a dig at it.
Yeah.
A bit a bit weird lah. He should just say lah, I understand, that
we
you're
don't
Muslim,
touch.
so you can't touch. You don't say anyhow, say haram.
You're haram,
Okay lah, we call it halal gap. So fair enough, but
maybe he doesn't use the correct words.
Boomer lah.
Boomer, that's the only way.
Yeah. But then they should know better also lah, I think. Being a Singaporean Indian in Singapore, who has been around because they're old enough, they should be aware of this, right? They should be more tactful when handling such situation.
But have you ever experienced this kind of thing? Because this is not my first one,
So I have not been a groom and walking around Tekka.
Faduli, you know what to do, Your next collection,
Yeah. Okay. Maybe in my younger days. Yeah. So when
I used to
back in school, right? The identity, is it? You look Indian, right? You are Indian, right?
Yeah.
Why is your name Haider bin? Why is there a bin? Why are you speaking Malay? Why can't you speak any Indian language? To be honest, I can't speak any of the Indian language.
Okay.
I can understand, I can sing, but I can't speak any of them. The issue was the identity. I think we covered earlier on, right? The loss of identity, right? When I was in school, like, we hang out with the Malay kids because we speak the same language, or rather we went to the Malay class, right? So we spend more time with them. But then, you look different from them.
You stand out.
To them, shouldn't you be in that class?
Yeah.
Right? But so far, because you speak with them as time goes along, then you resonate with them lah. You become one of them lah. Right? With the Indians, they never see us. We are always not speaking in their language. We are at the other side. Then they will be like, you look like us, what? Why are you there?
Why are you there? Yeah.
Right? So all the more they will be like, brother, right? Come here. Right? So that's where we are like sandwiched lah. We are neither here nor there lah.
Okay, I had a different experience in school than you, because my school didn't offer Tamil.
Okay.
So there's no Indians there.
Oh.
I can count with my fingers, like maybe 3 or 4 of us in the whole school that has my skin color.
And all of them take Malay.
All of us take Malay because they don't offer Tamil.
I see,
and we stand out like sore thumbs, and we become a subject of bully.
Yeah.
Because of our skin, kau kelinga, like jangan nak step Melayu, those kind of words that they will use.
Right.
When I'm not, I'm just Indian.
Yeah.
And then during O levels, this one I clearly remember.
Yeah.
Because they don't offer Tamil.
Yeah.
You got to go out from school to another school to go and take the subject, right? Remember? So their O level oral also is at another school.
Yeah.
So I was lining up in the Malay zone, and the invigilators are not from our school, what?
Yeah.
Normally for O levels and all that. So she came up to me and asked me, "Why are you seated here? Shouldn't you be with the Tamil kids, like making your move to the other school?" Then I spoke to him in Malay, "Cikgu, what cikgu?" I'm like, "What?" I said, "I'm taking Malay lah, orang Melayu lah cikgu," that kind of thing. Then she had that shock look, like, "Oh, sorry." She apologized.
Okay.
But as an teenage kid trying to understand, as it is, I've already been bullied because of my skin color, cannot fit in anywhere.
I mean, I can understand the students saying that to you.
Yeah.
But the teachers should know better.
Ah.
They've seen so many batches of children.
Yes.
Right? Or students, right? And even within my batch, okay, sorry, I forgot to add that even within my Malay class, there were Indian Muslim girls also, Indian Muslim boys also. So there were like 5, 6 of us there. Some of them are some of
Your
us are
school
separate.
offered Tamil lah?
We also offer Tamil.
Okay.
So the Indian Muslim that takes Malay, there were a few of us.
Okay.
So to us, we were quite the norm already.
Yeah.
That was just a joke. Brother. So we were quite the norm already. So they warm up to us very fast. So I mean, I think obviously you have this, right? When you even go to order food sometime, right? And you obviously they see you look Indian, right?
Yeah,
right?
then they start speaking Tamil to us.
Yeah.
Automatic.
And then I feel bad because I can't reply to you. And then at the makcik stall, makcik look at you, she speak English, which is good, right? Because she don't know. So she's playing safe. And then you reply to her in Malay, then she will reply back to Malay. So the discrimination, or rather I wouldn't say it's discrimination. I would say loss of identity more. Like, where do we belong? So that was primary school, but in secondary school I hang out with more of my Indian friends.
Oh, same like me. When I went to poly, right? You know what I did?
Yeah.
I joined the Indian cultural
society.
group.
Yeah.
Just to immerse into the Indianness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think eventually we all, similar around. I don't know. Maybe some of you all are different. But a lot of us usually, as we grow up, then we go back to our
Gravitate
roots.
to our roots. Yeah.
So that's what it is. Because the only barrier at that point of time was the language.
Yeah.
Right. Eventually we will pick up a bit here and
To
there.
the point
of
I
the
married a
language.
Tamil speaking guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, you went to that level already.
So I have both sets of friends. I have Chinese friends also even. So and these are like close friends.
Yeah.
So if people ask, I always say I'm Indian anyway. What's there to be ashamed of?
That's why I mentioned, like, is it internal racism in a way? Let's touch a little bit, because it's our own people that goes after us. Like, I took a bus and then I wanted to pay. That time was the fare cut thing, And then it doesn't go in.
Yeah.
So I used coins. And then the driver was Tamil speaking lah. Then he spoke to me in Tamil. Then I don't understand. Then he was like, you. But I understand a bit what he's trying to say is, you're Indian, why are you not speaking Tamil? The kids nowadays all don't want to speak Tamil. But I just don't speak the language.
Yeah.
The discrimination comes from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even when I'm in school with the Indians, so they look at you like, you're Malay. You can't even like fully get into it because they still look at you as you're Malay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are the things that, where do we go? Should we start our own group like Indian Muslim Communists?
That's why we have this podcast, right?
Yeah.
To share all these experiences together. I think this normal they are bus drivers and all this. So for them to think that you should only speak one language.
Yeah.
There's so many Indian languages, by the way, Mr. Bus Driver, you should know. But it's normal. They expect like that. I even have like family members who said, why can't you speak Malayali? You're Malayali.
Family lagi.
Family. It is what it is.
Actually, no need to go far. My own mother-in-law scold my kids because they don't want to speak Tamil.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's valid. I accept it. I don't know, but like my dad wasn't around to teach me. My mom teaches me Malay, so blame it on my mom.
I use that same excuse.
So it is what it is. So a lot of us, I think, similar lah. When at home we speak Malay because the mom speaks Malay.
Yeah.
Whereas the dad, who could speak the other language, didn't teach us. Because he go back, he see the wife talking to us in Malay. He also join in.
Okay. So on that topic of parents, right? I mentioned earlier about the race.
Yeah.
That currently, if let's say you're Malay and you marry Indian,
okay,
your child, you can choose which one you want to put. Last time, automatically we follow the father.
Yes.
Now you can choose.
Okay. When did it start?
Okay, I was just informed of this. I'm not sure exactly, but a few years back, I think. You can actually choose. So how? If let's say you were in that position, are you going to choose something that gives you more perks?
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely, yeah.
Will you take advantage like Arab and Malay? Malay had free education. Malay lor?
Yeah, Malay have these bodies that can help me also.
Then again, Indian and Malay free education in Malay lah.
Yeah, if you are given a choice, then you will do what's best for you, and I don't think that's an issue. To each their own.
Yeah.
But of course, then you will lose all these people lah. You lose us
Meaning
the sandwich
the
generation, or even those mixed blood one, right? Like what you said, right? These are the people who can choose.
Yeah.
to me, it is what it is lah. It's okay. I mean, they can choose, and if they choose to do what's beneficial for them, that's fine. But if they choose to live their life identifying themselves as a mixed race, good on them.
Then what, like imposter syndrome? How?
I mean, we live through it, right? It is like, as an Indian Muslim that speaks Malay, it's an imposter syndrome. When we hang out with the Malay, we want to have that as well, right? We want to be acknowledged as someone who's speaking their language, same religion with them. So that will definitely happen for these kids.
Okay, just a touch base. Like culturally also we are confused, correct or not? We don't know Hari Raya we want to wear baju kurung or lengah and kurta.
Wow. Okay, I want to touch on this actually. There was one year, very controversial story.
Yeah.
I was a kid back then, right? And I want to share this story because it hits me. So I was wearing an Indian outfit.
Okay.
Right? And I was happy. You know, I think it was
Insema,
DDLJ, Shahrukh. So I was
sorry, Akshay.
Akshay. So I was like, okay, you know, all of our family went, and one of my cousins actually say, "Korang keling eh?"
Oh, damn, sorry. That word keling is...
And I'm like, what the fuck, man? You're my cousins.
Yeah, dia tak keling.
That's
you keling ni.
Just because I wear Indian outfit.
No, but he's also Indian lah. Because I do have, like I'm Indian, I do have cousins that's Malay because they marry.
Indian.
Wah.
Yeah.
Kalau that fella.
But they were kids lah back then.
I mean, but...
So... But it hits me back then.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking like they're kids lah anyway. But it was like, I was like, what the fuck is this, man? I mean, we need to censor this episode. Your kids watch this.
No lah, it's fine. I'm just like, I can relate because we are like, what do we wear? Then like weddings?
I think wearing is fine. In fact, I love the ability to wear any clothes, right?
Okay.
So you can wear, you know, even the Arab clothes. You can wear Chinese clothes if you want. But rarely lah. Nobody wears Chinese clothes on Hari Raya lah. But the kurta itself right now is a
trend.
It's a hybrid.
Yeah.
Right? Essentially, it's from the Indian or the Pakistani community, right?
But Hari Raya, we see a lot of kurtas being sold.
And it's already Malay nice, right?
Yeah.
So I love this. I love this that
diversity.
This cultural mix and blending. And I think it's fine to wear whatever you want on Hari Raya, and you can wear the same thing on Deepavali.
So it applies the same for weddings?
Weddings depend on the theme. So
like the Malays are wearing our kurta and lengah and the dol and the bhangra and the...
Kudos on them. I mean,
and then for us, we are like with the songket and all that, with the kompang at the back.
Okay, I get where she's coming from. I get what she's trying to say is, are we less proud of our own heritage or culture?
No, how to be proud when we don't know where we...
I mean, I think it's really depend on the theme of the wedding right now.
This one we're just touching because we can go very deep
with this. We can go really deep.
We have an episode for that.
Yes. Oh yeah, we do have a marriage.
Yeah.
So okay, I'm going to touch
this time we're just
quickly.
Going to touch a little bit.
Yeah, so with the marriage, it depends on the theme of the wedding. So I usually right now I'm seeing the trend.
Yeah.
Usually they will nikah with a more Islamic garment.
Yeah.
Probably Arabic, right?
Or baju Melayu
Or baju Melayu.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to the wedding,
the sanding,
they will probably do Indian, and then maybe the night, the dinner, it will be the angmoh,
suit,
the Western clothes lah. This is the trend that I'm seeing. Yeah. Which is fine now. Everything, they acknowledge everyone. So if anyone is us, that is more blending, right? We have Indian, we speak Malay and all that.
True Roja in a sense.
So I mean, let's not go further into the marriage part.
Yeah, we got to touch that. Okay, so now talking about identity. Our own people, okay, we accept lah. We are Indians lah. Okay, we accept. Why are we dropping how we call each other? Like a few episodes back when we were recording, you said you want your child to call you
Upa. Actually,
Upa.
Yeah. I really wanted it because I mean I'm a Malayali and I'm proud of that. So, but the circumstances, we haven't touched on that. That was off cast that we talked about the story. The circumstances. Maybe I'll share this story on another episode. That in the end I couldn't say the word because I was crying. But I said Papa eventually lah. But I wanted her to speak. I wanted us to continue
that thing, right? For me, I'm very big on that. Like all my nephews and nieces, I think Alia, if I were to meet him also, I would ask her to call me Hala because I am proud of our heritage, like Mamu, Hala, Nani, Dada, Dadaji, all this kind of thing.
Right.
But right now with my kids, right, whenever they meet my cousins who are Indians and all that, call me Auntie. Call me uncle. Like, okay, for the Malays, Pak Long, where is that, don't you feel it? Like we're losing that
I
essence.
know what you're talking about, but at my family, we are, especially the guys, we're very proud of Mamu.
Mamus, yeah.
Mamu is so sexy right now.
Oh.
Yeah. No, not really. I mean, thanks to Shana Samad, who uses Mamu.
Yes, that is one sexy Mamu.
Yeah, you see, so Mamu is so sexy now. Every one of us are Mamu. And that's the truth. I mean, actually, even back then when we were calling our Mamu,
Yeah.
I thought it was very cool.
We are proud because Malaysia had that Mami Jaro movie.
Exactly.
Right.
So our family, the Mamu, no issue. The aunties, they call themselves usually Mosi.
Mosi, yeah. Khala.
Khala.
Yeah.
These are the two main ones. They don't call Chacha Chachi.
Chacha Chachi,
Still
yes,
there,
correct.
There. Yeah.
Dada Dadi, Nana Nani, all these kind of.
We are still quite rooted. I mean, there will be one or two that still prefer call uncle.
My side tak ada, Then the irony is those that doesn't even have any of this blood, they are the one adopting Didi.
Yes.
By.
Yes.
Hello.
But I'm happy that they love this name. Okay, so a bit of a story. Like some of my family are Malays.
Okay.
Right, and they love this. They call themselves Chacha, Chachi, Mama, Mamu. So they love that.
Hey, you're supposed to be Nekci. Where did the...
But I mean, technically, their grandfather is Indian and all that. You see, so I mean, they married that way lah. So in a way, I love that they acknowledge their Indian side, although they are not directly related.
Yeah.
Kudos to them.
Actually, I'm calling this out because I hope that our listeners and those that are coming, please, let's continue this legacy. This.
From now on, don't call me call me Mamu.
Actually, there's a story. Okay, let me just tell them. Today, I was getting ready. Then my fourth one, the one that we mentioned in the previous episode, he came to me and said, "Where are you going, Mama?" I said, "I'm going for a podcast." Is it with the? He said like that because he knows that AnaDer, he heard the story from background. I didn't explain to him, but he heard. Then I'm like, the. Then he said, "What do I call him?" I said, "Just call him Mamu." Then he was like, "Mamu? Okay, Mamu de." So it's like,
yeah, but the quite cute. I like the.
The.
Mamu de lah.
Mamu de, yeah. So Mamu de. I know why you like it.
Yeah.
So
for
this
those who get it lah.
Yeah, I'm just like calling out to you guys because I do feel sad lah. I do feel sad that when people cut it out and then just say that my aunties and uncles, let's be proud lah. Come on.
I mean, I think I don't know. I'm seeing this more on the older generations only. I'm saying like our uncles.
Yeah.
Suddenly they don't like to be called like grandfather, right? Dada or Nana.
Nana, yeah.
They just say panggil atuk je lah. I'm like, what? Panggil grandpa je lah.
Oh yeah, not granny. Granny and grandpa.
Because budak-budak this, I mean, the kids are watching
English.
TV,
yeah,
right? and they see English shows. So they and then they will see the the cartoons will have the grandpa.
Yeah, baby shark, daddy shark, and all that. Grandpa shark.
So,
so that is why all the more we need to enforce this. This is a call out from me, Anazia.
I love being a mamu, so.
One mamu, one mami, start one podcast.
Mamu Mami podcast was one of the names that you shortlisted.
Yeah, we shortlisted that. Yeah.
So
kita perangai je mamu and mami.
Anything else about this identity thing?
I
mean, it's a sad thing that we have this identity issue, but I honestly think it was really more on when I was a kid that I experienced
as an adult, we don't really face it
then
anymore.
You feel like, okay lah, I'm an Indian that speaks Malay. I'm fine with it, right? Of course, I am trying to pick up more Indian languages as much as possible, and we love being Indians.
Yes,
we're proud of being Indians. It wasn't that we're not proud. It's just that we were confused also.
Yes.
Why are we taking Malay language?
And for the love of Indian, this podcast is born.
This what?
This podcast is born lah. Because we really, really love being Indians and all that. Yeah.
Anyway, anything else you want to let the listener know?
Yeah, if you haven't followed us on our socials, please follow JustAnaDer on our podcast. Podcast pula wrong. IG and TikTok. And my personal IG, Anazia.
My personal IG, Haider_Mir.
Yes, so please support us. Thank you so much, guys. See you guys on the next episode
of Just Another Podcast, brought to you by Duncan.